Hi everybody, I'm Robin and these are my reflections. So today I wanted to get this video out there. This is a hashtag that I have been wanting to do a VR to this for since I saw it maybe 3 months ago, or maybe longer or maybe shorter. I don't know. Time, what is time? So I saw this on Cup of Tea Tarot's channel, and this is a VR to Smart Reiki and Tarot. Sarah over at Smart Reiki and Tarot, Cup of Tea got it from Sarah, so I will link them both in the description box below. I just checked again, and I actually haven't seen any other responses. So I will link both videos, and then I'll also put the prompts in the description box. So if anybody sees this and wants to do it or look at the original videos, they'll be there right there for you. So yeah, this is going to be fun. Full disclosure, I am filming this a little bit in advance because I knew that so the moons have been really affecting me since the winter solstice and the moon transitioned into Gemini. I have a lot of houses in Gemini. I didn't sleep for almost 3 weeks, and then it transitioned into Cancer, and I was crying all the time. And then, it's coming up again, and I just have a feeling I'm not going to be sleeping. So I figured this is a great time to record this video because I know it's going to take a lot of editing, and it will give me something to do at night. And so that's why I'm doing this now. So without further ado, here are my picks for cinematic tarot decks. Now, this is a tag that, we're looking for decks in my collection, my personal collection, that tell a story, weave a world, like look like a movie or feel like a movie, as you go in through the cards, as you go in through the characters in the deck. So, yeah, and they've given us prompts. I'm going to just go right through them. If you see any decks here that you want to see a further walkthrough of, these are all decks in my collection. So I have been, I've had them, I've worked with them. So I can do a review if you like. So just let me know, and I'm happy to do that. But I'm just going to, at this point, just be flipping through them and kind of tell you why I chose them for these prompts. So I won't be going through all the cards. So if you want to see more, just let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do it. All right. So let's start out with the first prompt, which is horror. For the horror deck, I chose the Tarot because I feel like Netflix just released a movie that was horror on Edgar Allan Poe. Like, I have seen plenty of Edgar Allan Poe movies that, are pretty horrific, So I'm going with the Poe Tarot. I'm trying not to repeat any of the decks from the other two videos because I was like, okay, Robin, there are only two videos. You can manage to do this without repeating any. And so I am going to try to do that. So this is the Poe Tarot by Trisha Lee Shufelt. I feel it's very creepy. It's very, it has those elements of horror. It has that sort of film noir feel to it, just like, any Edgar Allan Poe movies. I think Netflix just released one. There was one from back in the day with, is his name D.L. Hughley? Yeah, I feel like all of those remind me of this deck. And this deck reminds me of that sort of film noir horror story. And so, yeah, the Poe Tarot is my pick for horror tarot. The Poe Tarot by Trisha Shufelt. Next up on the list, we have sci-fi. And my pick for a deck that gives me sci-fi movie vibes is this one. This is the Dream Vision Tarot by, I don't know. Let me see if it says it on the box. And I don't know. But this is the Dream Vision Tarot. This is the first edition. I know that a new one came out on Kickstarter recently. I hardly use this one, so I wasn't gonna. I actually got this deck, and then after I got it, this is a story. So after I got it, Lisa Papez did a video where she paired this deck with an Oracle deck that I also backed on Kickstarter. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to use this deck with that Oracle deck. I'm going to wait until, that Oracle deck gets here. That was more than a year ago. That Oracle deck is still not here. It's coming, but it's still not here. So I popped this one back in order. I used it maybe once or twice. I popped it back in order and it has been waiting. But I think I'm picking this one because this deck, from the moment I saw it, especially cards like this, from the moment I saw it on Kickstarter, reminds me of the movie The Abyss. Have you guys ever seen The Abyss? So this is a movie that came out back when I was a kid. I used to watch it all the time. I don't know why my mother had me watching this movie. It kept me quiet, I guess. And it was about these people who went under the water looking for, there was some noise, some seismic activity, whatever, and they were trying to figure out why. Like, cards like this really give me Abyss vibes, you know? And they go down there and they find that there's like a whole world of beings and a city down there. And so, you know, the beings try to talk to them. They try to communicate with the beings, blah, 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 back and forth. It's a very sci-fi movie. But this deck gives me Abyss vibes, and it always has from this moment I saw it. And so this was going to be automatically my pick for the sci-fi movie, because that was one of my first favorite sci-fi movies. I don't watch a lot of sci-fi movies, to be honest, but I loved that one, and I still would watch it if it came on TV. I don't think it does come on TV too much anymore. It used to come on all the time, but yeah. So this is my pick. This is the Dream Vision Tarot, and you know, it reminds me of the movie Abyss. Next up on the list is fantasy. So I am looking for a deck in my collection that gives me fantasy vibes, right? Or that remind me of a fantasy movie. And this one is like spot on. This is the Little Wizard's Tarot. It is inspired by one of our favorite fantasy movies and book series, right? And this little sucker is fabulous. This is by Push Kitty. This is the Little Wizard's Tarot from Push Kitty. You can get it on her website. I got this deck. I saw this deck on Tarot Oracle's channel. If you guys don't watch Tarot Oracle, you should. He's a joy to watch read cards. So funny, and you know, just it's fun to watch him. So he had the prototype of this. I ordered this deck as soon as she started selling it. I don't even like Harry Potter like that. I mean, I've read the books once, each one once, and I've watched each movie at least once, some of them more than once. And, you know, I mean, I like it well enough, but I'm not no huge Harry Potter fan. But this deck, I like Harry Potter enough to really appreciate this deck. And I love tarot. So, you know, I like Harry Potter and I love tarot. And this is basically a Harry Potter inspired tarot deck. So I'm happy about that. I bought this deck before it even, when it was in pre-orders, before it even hit Kickstarter. I had it in my hot little hands. I could not wait. And so it's a fabulous reader, and it is very well done. I think that the choices that Push Kitty, Amy is her name, has made for these cards are fabulous, but that's for all of her cards, right? She's really good at making tarot decks. She has some great ones. And this is the only one I have, though, because they're kind of pricey. But I love this one, and I do not regret my purchase at all. Look at this one with Harry and Jenny. I love this deck, and it's spot on for the fantasy movie pick. So that's the Little Wizard's Tarot by Push Kitty. Next up is the tarot deck that reminds me of a dramatic movie. This one was so hard for me. I don't know why I could not. I looked and thought, and I was just like, I don't have anything dramatic in my collection that really reminds me of like a drama movie, because I wanted it to remind me of like a specific movie, right? And then I have Game of Thrones tarot, but I don't know. I just wasn't getting drama vibes from that. I feel like that's just extra, not really drama. It's more, well, I guess it is drama, to be honest. I guess I could have put it here. But anyways, I chose, I landed on the Hoodoo Tarot by Tiana Lee McQuiller. This deck is, these are sort of a little bit out of order because I have been working with them. Okay, here we go. So this is the back. These are the backs. And this is the Hoodoo Tarot by Tiana Lee McQuiller. I'm just going to move this book. deck is it does remind me of movies, several movies. Like some of the cards remind me of like the movie Rosewood. Um, some of the cards remind me of the movie Soul Food, like cards like this. Some of the cards remind me of like if Beale Street could talk, when you get cards with like women, and then some of these cards, I don't know, like this gives me uh what is it? It's not a movie, but the Witches season of, what was the name of that show? It's an anthology TV series where every season is different, and one was about witches, and this gives me Angela Bassett vibes from that movie. But then, from that TV show. But yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, these remind me of several movies that I've seen when I was a kid. Um, movies that are out even now, like movies like, I don't know, if Beale Street could talk, like this is giving me Kindred vibes. Like, I don't know, like, yeah, this is my pick. Like this is giving me Harriet Tubman, that movie Harriet. Um, this could be a lot of different movies. This is the one that I was talking about. This kind of gives me like Color Purple vibes. This one, maybe more like Women of Brewster's Place. I don't know. So I'm going with this one. This is my pick, especially things like this. Maybe that reminds me of something like The Secret Life of Bees. I don't know. I'm getting I'm getting dramatic movie vibes, right? Dramatic black movie vibes from this deck. So especially this kind of reminds me of the Secret Life of, yeah. This gives me dramatic movie vibes, right? Especially look at this. I mean, this could have been a poster for a dramatic movie. Okay, so that's the Hoodoo Tarot by Tiana Lee McQuiller for my drama pick. Next up is the rom-com, right? So my pick for the rom-com, this was difficult too, guys, because I don't know, like I didn't have enough decks. I wanted something that really, really looked like a real movie. I wanted something with like realistic photographs that reminded me of a movie I'd seen, but I could not think of one. And when I do these hashtags, I don't like to comb through every deck on every shelf. I like to sit and kind of think, because I want to be very directed. I want to directly go to the deck and pull it. I don't want to be undoing my whole house, all my shelves just to make a video, because that's not fun, is it? And this is supposed to be fun. So I try to stick to, you know, going straight to, getting exactly what I want by thinking about it strategically. So when I was thinking, I couldn't think of anything else. But then I thought to myself, what is like the essence of a rom-com, right? Like if I don't have anything that actually looks like a rom-com, what is the essence of it? And then I started to think about all the rom-coms I loved when I was younger, back in the 80s and 90s. And do you guys remember how at the beginning of rom-coms, they used to have like this reel where it's like a bunch of like cartoons, like a cartoon reel at the beginning that kind of tells you like what the person's life was up until that point, or sometimes it'll give you like a recap, like a tell you what the movie, what you're getting ready to watch, like what's getting ready to happen in the movie in cartoon form, and then the people become real, and then you kind of watch it. Like, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Like, that's what used to happen at the beginning of movies. They don't really do it anymore. Anyways, I'm talking about at the beginning, like when the titles roll, like when the title and the credits are on. That used to be what was at the beginning of a rom-com, a lot of rom-coms. And so this deck, the Vanessa Tarot, specifically reminds me of those credits in in rom-coms. So I chose the Vanessa Tarot for my rom-com pick. These little images here. I don't know why. I don't know why every time I open a deck, it's all crazy. I don't know why I put my decks away crazy like this. But this is the Vanessa Tarot. These are the backs. I might have to zoom you in a little bit because these are little. This is a little deck. All right. So Yeah, these little images kind of give me like that looks, I promise you, I saw this at the beginning of some movie at some point, right? Like, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. This card right here is the beginning of a rom-com, like the credits rolling, right? Um, yes, these little people and these little characters and the way they're drawn, they just really give me rom-com credit, like the credits rolling at the beginning vibes, you know? Um, and so, yeah, I think these are cute and adorable. And they actually, some of the images in it kind of look like a rom com happening, right? Like a scene that could happen in a romantic movie. Like, I feel like that could have happened in a romantic movie. Somebody done got their heart broke and they're crying. This could be, one of those movies like Beetlejuice that's like, a romantic comedy with a little goth edge, right? Or, you know, this, like, oh, he ain't acting right, but we gonna go have a good time, girl, Oh, I fell in love with the magician that I work for. I'm the businesswoman, and I'm not worried about no man until Cupid shoots me in my ass. Oh, I'm just a nerdy little college chick. Nobody pays any attention to me. And then one day I get a makeover and I'm fabulous and I'm new. Or I'm a nerdy little high school girl. As a matter of fact, I just saw a rom-com that was like that with a nerdy little high school girl that saw ghosts. It's actually quite cute. That was like probably the last rom-com I watched. It was called Darby and the Dead. I'll pop the thing in I'll try to insert a picture, but this is my rom-com pick for reals. For reals. Even if you don't remember the cartoons at the beginning of rom-coms, some of these images definitely are rom-com vibes. So this is my pick, the Vanessa Tarot for rom-coms. Next up, we have the indie movie. So, for the indie movie, this was a no-brainer for me. But I don't know if you guys are gonna agree with me. Don't come for me if you don't. Okay, it's my video response. So, my pick for the indie movie was The Spirit Within Tarot by Stephen Bright. This is a Schiffer. You can get this on Amazon. This one, yeah, this one. Yeah, okay, so let me explain. Let me explain. When I think of indie movies, I think of silhouettes. I don't know, I feel like indie movies usually have silhouettes as like the movie poster. And this just reminded me when I started thinking about indie movies, I feel like this could be an indie movie poster right here. Somebody on vacation somewhere or whatever. This could totally be an indie movie poster. And I thought I was going crazy. And I said, well, let me see if I can find some proof. Because maybe I'm crazy. Maybe indie movie posters don't look like this. And then I started kind of trying to research it on Google, and I wasn't finding too many posters, but then I did find a couple. And then I found this one. I'm going to pop it right here so you can see it. That was like, insert indie movie name here. And I was like, ha, validated. They totally make indie movie posters with silhouettes. So this is my indie movie poster. This is my indie movie pick because every card in here, well, not every card, but a lot of these cards, like that looks like it could be an indie movie poster. Not every card is super dramatic, but a lot of these cards remind me look like they could be a poster for an independent film. Like this could totally be an indie movie poster. This one too. Especially this one. All right, we're going to end on that. Yeah, we're going to end on this one. So that's The Spirit Within Tarot by Stephen Bright for my indie movie pick. Next up is the period piece. So I have chosen, I'm going to go with this one. It actually was sitting right next to the Spirit Within Tarot on my shelf. And so I was like, yeah. This totally reminds me of like a author, what is it called? King Author movie. I'm just going to show you a few. I don't need to take them all out. This is the Heaven and Earth Tarot from Lo Scarabeo. These are the backs. This is the small box. They have two versions. If you're interested, you can get this one with the little book or the big one with the big book. Anyways, so this is the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna zoom in just a little because I think, yeah, there you go. Now you can really get to see them. This little sucker here totally gives me King Arthur vibes. Now, as I'm flipping through this, let's see if we find one. Oops, nudity alert. There we go. That looks like King Arthur, right? Like, I mean, these look like they could be any one of those King Arthur movies or a movie from that time, you know? The one of the what was it called? I don't know, Viking movies, King Arthur movies, even Bible movies. Some of these definitely giving me period piece vibes. Look at that. Like, I mean, it's a knight, you know, like it's a knight on a horse. We got Gwendolyn sitting on our throne there, like totally the period piece. So I'm going with this one. This is the Heaven and Earth Tarot from Los Scarabeo. The next one is the Old Hollywood Classic. Now, I wanted to pick the Tinseltown Tarot, but T picked that one at Cup of Tea Tarot. So I wanted to do something different. So I am going with the Cat Tarot by Los Scarabeo. This deck, I picked this one because, I feel like there are quite a few, I'll just zoom in a little bit. There are quite a few depictions in this deck that remind me of old Hollywood or are like just straight up scenes from old Hollywood movies, old Hollywood characters, or just old Hollywood stars. Like there's a Don Juan, there's Genghis Khan, this is Ripley from the Aliens movies. Now listen, how old is old Hollywood? I mean, I feel like the 80s is kind of old now. I mean, that was 40 years ago. Don't quote me on that, but I think that movie came out 40 years ago. Here's Charlie Chaplin. Like he is definitely old Hollywood, definitely. So if you didn't think Ripley was, then Charlie definitely is. Like the Robin Hood movies are older. This is what is this guy's name? I forget. But yeah, that's a scene from an old Hollywood movie. This is a scene from an old Hollywood movie. So I'm just gonna go with this one. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. I'm going with the Cat Tarot. Yeah, for the old Hollywood. And we'll end on Marilyn. She's definitely old Hollywood, right? Classic old Hollywood. Like, she embodies old Hollywood. All right, so that's the Cat Tarot from Los Scarabeo for my old Hollywood pick. Next up is the comedy. And this one was pretty easy for me because I actually bought this deck because it was funny. It reminds me of a funny movie that I used to watch when out with my ex, and we had a lot of fun watching the movies and mimicking them. This is the Panda Tarot, and it reminds me of a movie called Kung Fu Panda, which is a children's movie, but it's funny. I mean, it's funny. And so is this deck. So, we used to watch it, and then after we watched the first one, for years after that, we talked about Kung Fu Panda, and we would just be like, Kung Fu, one of us would go, Kung Fu Panda, and the other one would go, huh. So, like, it was just, I still laugh anytime, one of us, I still talk to him, so anytime one of us is like, Kung Fu Panda, and the other one is like, huh, I still laugh at it. So, this deck makes me laugh every time I use it because it reminds me of Kung Fu Panda, and, it's just a funny feel-good deck. It was a funny feel-good movie. All of the movies, there's a few of them, were funny little cute feel-good movies where, I mean, that little fat panda had my heart because I felt him, I thought I was fat when that movie came out. Now I know fat. Like, since 2020, I've gained so much weight. I'm losing it now, though, so I'm happy about that. But, that is the Panda Tarot from Los Scarabeo for my comedic movie pick. And these are very, very cinematic, aren't they? They do feel like they're moving in, like they're actually in motion, or like you've taken a snapshot of a movie being filmed. So I like this one for this pick. All right, guys, just two more. The next one is anime. This one was very difficult for me, y'all. I had to do research. I don't know nothing about anime. I don't know nothing about it. So I had to go on Google, and I have a deck called the Manga Tarot, or the traditional Manga Tarot, or something like that. And I thought, okay, this will do. And then I Googled, something told me Google it. And Google was like, nah, bitch, manga and anime ain't the same. So I was like, all right, well, what is anime? And so I started looking up anime. And so I've chosen this one. Don't come for me because I don't know nothing about anime. I'm doing the best I can. So this is the Cosmic Cycles Tarot. I chose this one because the other deck that was on my mind about it was the Heavenly, I think it's called the Heavenly Bloom. It wasn't anime enough. It looked more manga to me. So Google told me that the difference between manga and anime was the action, right? And like manga is the book, anime is the the cartoon, the animated series, right? So I said, okay, fine. But when I was looking at the actual images, like I looked at images of anime, images of manga, the things that stood out to me about anime were like the pointy hair, like that, right? The toothy smiles, the scowls, like the scowling facial expressions, like this guy's expression, right? Those smiles like this. See how it's like all teeth? Like, see the pointy hair? Like, these are the things that really, look at that scowl. Like, this, to me, reads anime. Come on, focus, focus. See if I can get it to focus. There you go. All right. So this to me reads anime. Like that facial expression, his hair, the way his eyes are drawn, the way she's drawn here. I don't know what I did to my focus on my camera, but like her toothy smile. These are the things that looked to me as, look at this one. Definitely gives me anime vibes, right? Like, am I wrong? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I don't know nothing about it, so don't come for me. I tried, y'all. Look at that face. Like, that facial expression, I promise you, I saw on one of the, I'll try to clip it in because like I saw this exact expression on one of the characters when I was looking for anime. So I'm going with this one. And this is the Cosmic Cycles Tarot. This is my anime pick. All right, and last but certainly not least, the children's movie. So, one of my favorite children's movies when I was a kid was Casper. I love that movie so much. I promise you, I thought I was going to be a girl that fell in love with a ghost. I promise you, I thought I was. I wasn't even that young when it came out. I loved that movie. I watched it over and over again, and I actually just watched it quite a few times in the last Halloween season when it was on TV. So, whatever. Don't make fun of me. Don't judge me. I love the movie Casper, and this deck reminds me of Casper. So, this is the Boo Tarot by Celia Melville. And these little ghosties getting up to all kind of shit reminds me of the movie Casper and the little ghosties in there getting up to stuff. Now, there is a specific scene that I tried to find on Google, and I couldn't. So what I might do, here's the card that reminds me the most of Casper. I might see if I can find the movie, I think I used to have it on tape on VHS. I don't know if I have it on DVD, but if I do, or if I can find it on like Netflix or something, I might see if I can find the scene and take a picture and insert it, because I couldn't find it, like an actual picture online of it, where they're eating things and stuff. Is like you can see the inside of them and you can see the food going through. Do you guys remember that scene from that movie? If you've seen the movie, comment below if you remember that scene. This card, when I first saw it for the first time, automatically took me straight back to Casper, straight back to that movie. And yeah, I love these little ghosts. They're busy and, you know, a little bit a little bit naughty, and they just get up to stuff, and you know, just like the ghosts in Casper. And some of them are really sweet, just like Casper was, you know. And there's some sad parts, but there's some happy parts. I just really love this little deck. It's cute. When I first got it, you know, I was annoyed about the price point and the quality of the production quality. But once I got over that, it takes me a little while to get over stuff, but once I get over it, I'm good. And now I'm over it. So like, now I'm just enjoying my purchase and my fabulous little ghosties. They're so cute. So this is actually, I had to pull this out of my summer box because after Halloween, I put it in the summer box, and I'm going to pull it back out in the summer because this deck, more than Halloween vibes, really just gives me summer vibes. So I think I'm going to be using these cutie pies in the summer. But this is my Boo Tarot, and this is my pick for the children's movie, and that is my last one, guys. That is the last prompt. This has been a blast to go through my decks and think of them in terms of movies. What would you pick? You know, like if you have different picks, or if you're gonna do the tag, and you know, tell me below so I can go watch it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, subscribe. I try to post videos at least every 5 days. And I will leave you guys with that. Stay safe and have a blessed day. Bye.